up, YouTube? How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? Welcome, everyone. Good to have you here on another live stream. And we're going to be online for strictly 1 hour max, because at 3 p.m. Central European Time, which is in 1 hour, I have another meeting, a global meeting with the Global Esports Federation Athletes Commission. First meeting of the year. And as a vice chair, I have to be there. No? So therefore, we have a max, I guess like more like 55 minutes together, where of course we're going to do some Elliott Waves, observe the price action, and we have some news in 29 minutes as well. So I'm actually curious if something is going to happen. Also, the reason why I go live at 2 p.m. because in 30 minutes, as mentioned, we got some news, so maybe we can catch something interesting, no? So what's up? Welcome everyone. Gwendy Zoo, Hudson Hall, first one to like. There you go. Thanks, Hudson. Incredible. You all joining, and the moment I click on live, I post it in Discord. I look back to the stream window on YouTube, and I immediately saw 4 likes, like the first few seconds, and you jump in and immediately like. Thanks everyone. Flotti, what's up? How are you doing? Maybe a band-aid. Welcome. Paumita, bonjour tout le monde. Hi everyone, good to have you here. Broncos, what's up? Buenos dias. Andrew, Mateus, good morning. Good morning. Buenos dias from France, indeed. Not many things better than cleaning the house with Koens on the background. Ooh. Cleaning the house has to happen, has to happen. What I like to do with cleaning is like have a small task every day instead of doing a lot on one day. You know what I mean? I prefer to do like, oh, I do this today and I do that tomorrow and I do this. And then it's like cost little time and, you know, just small house things or garden things that need to happen. But small things work better with me than doing a lot at once. Yeah. Dawa, welcome. Mr. Friends, Beach and all. Tom, what's up? Luxiri, everyone coming in. Adrian, kick the like. Thanks, Christian. Adrian, greetings. Comment ça va? Exactly. We shouldn't parler français. Nade, lol, welcome. Ayush, hello, boss. What you doing? I want to know your exit plan for Bitcoin. Well, there's, I guess, the question has to be specified in trading strategy, investing, day trading, scalping. Of course, with my personal trading strategy, you know, it's time and stuff. But with Elliott Waves, I always like to wait for ranges and good signs of weakness, and then I might eventually exit, right? But everyone has their own plan, and of course, you should have your own plan as well, no? Sideways, 50.8k long, invalidation 50.3. What's up, Milos Milner? Target set for TP. I have my plan. Sniper Paul. But with Elliott Waves, by the way, I don't use TPs. I manually TP whenever I see strong signs of weakness. So let me give you an example. Before we start the analysis now. Remember back in the good old days when price was here? Just an example, right? Why do I not use a set TP with Elliott Waves? No? So remember price was ranging here, and for the ones that were watching the videos back in the day, we had a few scenarios. We had the impulsive move to the upside, right? But we also had the ABC down or the WXY, remember? More locally in this range, we also had a 3-wave down or a flat. Remember? Now, at this moment, when price was over here, probabilities were still on the side for either a flat structure here or potentially a move down, but after this low was made, we moved towards the upside. Now, let me go. I don't use this too often. What's this? Jump to the real time. We don't want that. Forward play. Let me go forward. As price moved up here and moved down, on the 15-minute time frame, we got a 3-wave structure up and a 3-wave move down. This was the moment here where the probabilities immediately switched to bullish, this area. So I was interested. In other words, I had an entry at around 43k. And there's a couple of things that happen. So my stop loss was down here. My entry was right around 43.1 or whatever, somewhere there, right? I can check it, but I don't have the window open. So somewhere here, entry. And then there's a few things in my mind. First, we got the potential flat, but based on the length in time and the structure, I was like, well, we're going to enter the daily gap. Flat target is in the middle of the daily gap. I'm going to observe, no TP. So we continue, right? There's nothing going on, right? Little bit, this was the flat target, but also in the lower time frames, nothing really happened here. There was no signs of weakness, because what I'm looking for is, if we are looking for a flat here, after a wave B, I want a bit of a grind to the downside and eventually a move down. And if we did get a move down, I have no problem being stopped out at break even and then re-enter here, right? That's an even easier position. So I stayed in, no signs of weakness. Well, we still had the potential 3-wave WXY or ABC down, no? So price continues up. We get a couple of ranges, but none of these ranges are long enough. They're all very, very small. They're not close to the size of this. Yes, we have a potential ABC. Target area for C was up here, and which is very close to the high. But then again, after a wave C, what do I want to see? If we look for a 3-wave ABC, I want to see a range or a bit of a drop, right? I want to see signs of weakness. So I could have set my TP here, but I didn't. Could have had a TP here, but I didn't, right? So what I do with Elliott Waves is I keep an eye on price action. We've analyzed this on the 15-minute. Probability is higher to take the high. Then came the next range here. Probabilities were higher to take the high, right? There's no reason for me to think any different. And then, so what I do is I just wait for a range. I just wait for a range to show, and whenever I get a certain range, I reassess. We were live during this move as well, right? We were live here. And while we were live, I said, for me to become bearish, I need to see a 5-wave structure down. Remember? Was a few days ago, no? 2 days ago. Instead, we had the 618. Oh, flip bullish again, no? Oh, okay, well, we're just going to continue to the upside then, no? Plop, plop, plop. A few candles later, we move to the upside. And where are we now? Here are we now. So I don't have a set TP with Elliott Waves. I'm very flexible, and I just reassess the probabilities all the time. Now, if we take a fib from the low to the high, then you can see that the 886 has now been touched as well here. In other words, probabilities are at the moment higher that sooner or later you're going to take this high. Any move to the downside has a higher probability of being a C or a wave Y. This high here has an increased probability of being a wave B or a wave X. As the impulse now has a higher probability locally, we are still looking for eventually a bit of a wave 4, right, and then a 5. But higher prices to be expected. So I'm very flexible in my Elliott Wave trading. I don't have a set TP. So just to answer that question immediately from the get-go, there you go, pretty much. So I'm doing very fine. Very good, Sniper Paul. Thanks. How you doing? Greetings from South Africa. Can be. Soon I'll be there. I'll be there. Bearish video on the 15. Yeah, might play out, but we also have the 886 touch there. So I pretty much answered this question, I suppose, now as well, right? Good job, Flotty. That's what we like to hear. Patience definitely plays off. And I'm with Elliott Waves, I'm more like a 1 to 4 hour type of guy. Not really 15-minute for entries and stuff. So, hello, Elliott Wave crew. What's up, team, man? Okay, let's start with the analysis, right? That's what you're here for. So that's what we're going to do. And then I have to go just before 3 because of the meeting with the Global Esports Federation, where I am a board member and a vice chair of the Athletes Commission. And we have a meeting with the Athletes Commission. So that's what we got to do. Now, I already covered this in the morning update, so I will only shortly cover this. I do think it's interesting nonetheless. Okay. Please load. Volume profile, the last one. Or not. Chuck. There we go. I have a couple of different volume profiles just because I wanted to create an area of interest here. So of course some stuff will be repeated, some stuff will be new compared to the previous update. Okay, let's get through it, no? Yes, Kevin, that indeed that happened. That happened yesterday. Yesterday we went from 5,960 to 6,100. I don't know, 60, 70, like 200 in it. It was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Okay, cool. Usually I would turn everything on with my videos and say, hi everyone and welcome to. But we're live. So let's get started then. But I want to not start with Elliott waves at the moment, right? I want to start with the fib and the volume profile. Again, there's going to be some repetition compared to the previous video. But the thing is that at the moment we are at very interesting high time frame levels with the high time frame scenarios. So you will see these more often as well. And on the lower time frames, as mentioned actually just now very quickly, but yeah, we are expecting a range, potentially a bigger wave 4, probability still higher to move towards the upside to also fill the monthly gap, by the way, that we have with a top of 53.3K. So we're going to do the analysis relatively quickly and then we go and do some chatting and Q&A. This volume profile, very, very interesting, right? As mentioned, couple on my chart just so that I have areas of interest, right? Not one value area high and one value area low, but a little bit of a general area. And we entered the volume profile range over here after resistance, entry. Higher probability to move to the point of control. Didn't give any resistance really. Move to the value area high. Nice rejection, point of control, and now we're breaking out. One thing we always have to keep in mind is resistance levels. I have 2 on my chart and these are weekly gaps. So on the weekly chart, you can see over here, candle 1, sharp candle down, candle number 2. From this low over here to this high, we have a gap, right? So that is what I selected. It was tested once over here with this red candle, nice rejection down. Now we test it for the second time, increased probabilities to fill this gap to 53.3K. We have another gap up here, right? All-time high candle, weekly candle down, and here's the next one between the low and the high. Again, a bit of a gap. And this gap is between 59.5K and 62.3K. So these are interesting areas of resistance. Now I do, of course, in the meantime have one more, which is this area here, 56.8K to 57.3K. And the monthly gap top, which is the same as the weekly top, 53.3K. That's an interesting level. Now from a Fibonacci perspective, we are now moving above the golden pocket. And I don't do this very often, but I did put the speed fan on my chart from the high to the low. We passed the 786 area, bit of a rejection as you can see, but now we pass it, increasing the probabilities to move to the 886. 886 is sitting at 55.5K. Flipping this, increased probabilities for all-time highs. More locally, as it stands, the probabilities are highest. We're working on a wave 5. However, we want to see weakness. We are now already inside the wave 5 target area, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we still need a wave 4 because we have our 1, 2, 3, but we still wait for a 4 and a 5. Wave 5 by itself is a 5-wave impulsive structure, meaning we still expect eventually a bit of a range and another high. Sorry for the alarm there. No idea what alarm it was, but I turned the sound off. So what we are looking for here is at least one more range and another high. In other words, the higher this move goes, the lower the probabilities become for this scenario, right? Because the most common target for your 5 is between the 1.236 and the 1.618, 51.6, 55.6K. There's 2 other ways of identifying a wave 5 target area. The first one that I like to show is a trend-based fib from the low of the move, 24K, to the high of 3 to the low of 4 here. Toggle on the 0.618. And then you have the one in the middle, 53.4 53.5k. The second one is a 1-to-1 of this wave 1, but I mean, I don't even have to measure it. This wave 1 is a lot shorter than the 5 here. So yeah, this is an important area, but as long as we don't see local weakness, or at least one more range, 1, 2, 3, we look for a 4 and eventually a 5, bullish, no? And we're just going to look for price to move towards the upside. Now, the reason why at the moment still so far this has the highest probability is just because of a time thing. So I know this might be a lot of info as well, but on the weekly time frame, the most bullish scenarios, of course, are 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3, right? Lift off, all-time highs, we fly. So in this scenario, we have then a second one, second 2. I replied this morning to someone in Discord who had a valid question. If you put this wave 1 on the left, right, here, and you count wave 2 as a flat, does it work, right? Because if wave 1 is finished here at this pivot, and we take a fib time, the vertical lines, from the low to the high of 1, then this wave 2 clearly is very, very short, didn't even reach the 0.382 trend-based fib, no, fib time, which is very short for a corrective structure. If we put wave 1 here to the left, and I move the fib time to the left, then you can see that wave 2 still ended before the 0.382. So it doesn't really matter what pivot you take. It's taken from the low to the high now, as you can see, but now it jumped to the right. From here to here, you also didn't take it. So in both cases, wave 2 remains very short. Can it happen? Absolutely. It's just very short, also compared to the incredibly long higher degree wave 2 here. So that decreases the probabilities a bit. However, we need to see local weakness, no? At the moment, a flat structure here for a 2 has a lower probability than this being an impulsive structure to the upside. So preferably, I'm moving this wave 1 to the right, and then we're going to be looking for a bigger 2 to the downside. If we see local weakness, we'll get to the lower time frames in a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, same problem here. If this is your 3, this is your 4, very short compared to your wave 2, lower probabilities. No, didn't even reach the 382 fib time, taken from the high to the low to the high over here. So also here, preferably, we look for a 3, then a 4, and then eventually a 5. But let's look at what happens locally. So as it stands, the probabilities are higher for an impulsive structure. We don't yet have solid weakness for this being an ABC. So here we then have our wave 1, 2, 1, 2. Potentially your 3 and 4 here is in. Did hit the 0.236 taken from the low of 2 to the high of 3, which is a common target for a wave 4. Take a fib from the low of 2, everyone, to the high of your 3, and toggle on your wave 4 targets. The 236 is a common target for 4, has been hit. Also, this wave 4 is very short in time, as you can see just by the move, right? This structure in time with this structure. But there is the potential for this to be a wave 4 in blue. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, looking for a 5. And then we have green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Different degrees of Elliott waves. The highest degree is the most interesting to follow for a swing, of course. So here we have the wave 4 target area, which is most commonly between the 236 and the 05, taken from the low of 2 to the current high that we have. If price is going to move to the upside, we're just going to move these fibs to the upside as well. Because what we want to see, right, what we are waiting for is a range in 4 that is quite similar in size to this wave 2 at least, as most commonly a wave 4 is longer in time compared to wave 2. As long as we don't see a bit of a bigger range, we're not thinking about this green wave 4 yet. So as price moves up, we're going to move these fibs to the upside as well, and we're going to wait for a range. Now, as eventually a range will form, we are then going to be looking for one more push to the upside in a wave 5. After 5, we expect a bigger retracement, right? More locally, if we then zoom in to the final structure here for potential blue 5, right, ending the green 3, potentially then starting a green 4, there is here the potential that you're already starting a green 4 now. It's a bit of a question mark. So this, now we go into the little bit of detail and stuff. Arguably your impulse here is already finished. So where we are at the moment, I mean, no financial advice, but of course from an Elliott Wave point of view, I'm not so interested to long here. I'm in it for down there. I just keep observing what price does, and we are waiting for a longer range to form. So we're waiting for a bigger range, meaning also a bigger retracement to the downside, right? Common target area at the moment is 50K to 47.2. If price moves up, this moves up. Right? Now we didn't yet fill the monthly gap, so probabilities are high to fill the gap. 53.3K is an important resistance area. Now locally at the moment here, the probabilities are also high to take this high. We have our wave 1, 2, 3. Could this be your 4 and 5? Well, in this case, we have to look for possibly then an ending diagonal type of structure, because this move here is a 3-waver, very much a 3-wave structure to the upside. So putting 5 here doesn't really work because your wave 5 has to be an impulse. And this is not a nice impulsive structure. It's more like a 3-wave move. Therefore, there's two options. We're either going to be looking for a bigger wave 4, right, where you have your 3, all of this is 4 and eventually 5, or this is in this particular scenario, right, the most bullish one, or we're looking for an ending diagonal in 5, but that's too early to call, as then we only have potentially a 1 and 2 finish. We still need a 3 and a 4 and a 5, right? So it's too early. But the reason that the probabilities are higher to sooner or later take this high still is because price, as mentioned at the very beginning of the stream, price hit the 886. And the 886 is a rare target for a 2, common for a B or a wave X, increasing the probabilities that any move to the downside is a wave C or a wave Y, increasing the probabilities that sooner or later price takes the high. Even if you get a bigger retracement to the downside in the white wave 4 here, or finally, as we are looking for it still, the green wave 4, right? So it's a patience game. That's Elliott waves as well. Takes some time sometimes, no? Now with this wave 4, the white wave 4, what's not very nice though at the moment, take a fib time from the high of the white 1 to the low of the white 2 to the high of 3. Toggle on these fib times, and you see that if price would move down here inside this area, probabilities are low actually. You're going to have a white 4. Preferably your white 4 is already finished, either here or here. Why? Because of time. I'm now comparing wave 2 in time with 4 in time. A wave 4 being 5 to 6 times longer than wave 2 is rare, therefore not preferred. So either your wave 4 is finished and you move up for 5, but if price comes down here, probabilities are higher. You already finished the structure and you have some lower prices to come. I'm not sure if the lower time frames actually give more insight or make it more complex, because generally what we're looking for is simply this, okay? So I keep going back to this time frame, because even if we go down, we are looking for a 4, no? So it's just a patience game. When is it going to start? Most bearish scenario on the daily is an ABC to the upside. At the moment, lower probabilities. We moved above the 1.618, which is a target for a wave 3 as well. Now, a wave C can be very long. 1.618 is not a surprise for a wave C. We're now moving above. Increased probabilities for an impulse compared to a wave C on the daily time frame. we are now also in the bearish scenario locally. We get to the probabilities in a second, right? A flat, still potential, bit of lower probabilities because of the length of this move here to the upside, right? Which I'll cover in a second. But this is, as an Elliott Wave analyst, you always need a bullish and a bearish Elliott Wave scenario. Wherever you are on the chart, you always have to be prepared with a bullish and bearish scenario. So therefore, I also like to show the bearish ones, even though the bullish one has a higher probability. So we have our flat here, ABC. Now in a wave B, you need a 3-wave structure, which in this case then is a zigzag. This is the common target for a wave B in an expanding flat. Fibonacci taken from the high to the low of wave A. 1.236, 1.38. Inside this wave B, we are then looking for a zigzag. ABC to the upside. But also here, we now pass the 1.618, increasing probabilities that this is a 3 compared to a C. We're only going to start switching to an ABC if price is going to get relatively close to the 0.618 and starts to create bearish impulsive structures to the downside. Because in a flat, right, if this is the B here, we are looking for wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in C, meaning we want to start seeing impulsive structures to the downside. An impulsive structure starts with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the lower time frames. This is then your bigger 1, then 2 and 3, right? So at the moment, locally, we do not see this. Why? The 886 has been touched as mentioned earlier. So even if we think about an impulse down and then a 1, 2 and a 3, the 886 touch is rare for a wave 2, common for BX, increasing the probabilities that all of this here and whatever comes after is corrective, increasing probabilities the high is not yet in. So yeah. So the probabilities pretty much remain the same. Where is my box over here? So there you go. On the high time frame daily chart, right? Probabilities at the moment higher for the wave 5. Just because of time with the other two scenarios, the other weekly, the double 1, 2 and the blue count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Low time frame on the 4-hour, probabilities at the moment higher. We're looking for an impulse. Reason being, for wave C, this starts to be very long and we hit the 886 locally. So low probabilities that this is the high and you look for an impulse down. And that's then also what I wrote here, on the micro. So this is what we're looking for. News in 2 minutes, exciting. Generally, we are therefore still looking for this minimum. Let's see, is this correct now? Yeah. So let's see what we get now. Support, by the way, to the downside. We spoke about the resistance now. Support to the downside. Let me actually open some stuff. And also let me move this. We have a daily naked point of control at 51.6k, 2-hour gap top at 51k, and then pretty much we have the 49ks again. Yep. And that is that, everyone. Oh, John, by the way, the reason you could only use the blue CVD is because of Rule 3. I saw your question, but I didn't have the time to answer in Discord. Can wave 2 be longer than wave 1? Yes. Fib times for a wave 2, let me show you, right? If you have a wave 1, 2 and continuation, pull a fib time from the low of 1 to the high of 1, double click here, and these are the wave 2 settings. So commonly, right, wave 2 ends at least after the 382 and then 0.618. I have the 1-to-1 on my chart, 2, 3. The moment a wave 2 goes to the 4 fib time, meaning 4 times longer than wave 1, that is when probabilities change for other scenarios, right? That's once you start passing the 3, that's where things become a bit meh, no? So let me quickly ride Elliott Wave. I mean, pretty much from the get-go, I first explained why I don't have a TP, a set TP with Elliott Waves. But the analysis started a little bit later. But I guess that what am I gonna write this time? Because it is valuable. Yeah, TP and I think it must be minute 4 or something, no? Incredible, by the way, that we're here with over 200 people. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining. Let me quickly do this and then change. Oh, we got a bump. Mark knows. Come on. One more. Thank you. Also, I can't pin my message because of the heart. Okay. There we go. It's now 32. We do have some news, actually, before I forget. So this is trading economics. And I'm actually not sure if I changed the news link in the description. Anyway, tradingeconomics.com/calendar. Impact 3 stars Thursday, which is today, 2:30 p.m., which is right now. We got something here. But we might get some volatility because it's a high impact thingy. And then tomorrow we also have some stuff going on, right? So let's see if we get something interesting here, no? Right. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Time for chatting and Q&A. Pop. Oh, quick look here. South Africa. Where were we? I'm not here for the TA, but for the almost wifey. My fiance is in a meeting at the moment, so I'm afraid she is not able to join. I think, what was it, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, she joined. That's a rare occasion. It's rare for her to join, but it was nice for her to pop in for a few minutes. Did you chat? So yes, I answered this one. Florida, very nice indeed. Only 40 likes. Thanks, Arbuzni. 10K sub giveaway. Gotta think about it. What are we gonna do if we reach 10K? I don't know. When I go to South Africa, I probably have some time to think about it because I'm pretty sure that by the end of this month we're not reaching 10K. There's no way. I don't see that happening at all. So and if we do somehow, then I gotta think of something, yeah. In the upcoming 2.5 weeks, 2 weeks pretty much, 2 weeks actually. Wave 4 incoming, potentially, yeah. We're looking for something to form eventually, yeah. Good morning, RS Miller. There you are. You caught it. You caught the live stream. Easy. Double top, yeah. 886 touch as well, no. Dave. Also Dave here, of course. I don't even have to measure it too. Dave Digital, what's up? Mark, how you doing? The concept behind FIB time. First of all, Elliott Waves is not, of course, only price related, it's also time related, right? So this is Elliott Wave principle. 1 second, chapter 2. And then we have alternation, which is time related, right? Wave equality, time related. The right look, time related. And then if we go to the other page, and we go to chapter 4, ratio analysis and Fibonacci time. Ratio analysis, Fibonacci time. So time is very, very important in Elliott Waves. The right context is important in Elliott Waves, and therefore using FIB time gives you a advantage and it's an edge over people that don't use it. The altcoin stream will be on Sunday. Sunday, everyone, we're going to do a very big, very long 5-6 hour altcoin stream where we're just going to go bum, bum, bum through the alts. So shit, I still have to announce it. I actually have to plan the stream. I just have to plan the stream and then people know. R.S. Miller. I was thinking about it earlier today, not gonna lie, because yesterday, this morning, Mark, do you remember Russ? Russ commented this morning on a YouTube video, and he was in the live stream yesterday, and we gave him a timeout, right, based on your recommendation. And this morning he commented on the video like, I don't know, something stupid, not bad mouthing, but everyone either buy or sell or whatever he was saying was the same as yesterday. So I just hide him from channel now. He can play it by himself now. High for a pullback in the wave 4. Yeah, like look, the based on Elliott waves at the moment, you already have a big portion, and also look at the volume, right? So here, nice volume moving down as well, but probabilities are higher. We're going to be looking for a bit of a 4 or 5 eventually, but we almost closed the monthly gap, so that might be an interesting level to hit though before you start in a bigger 4. But yes, we are looking for wave 4 and 5s. But local weakness wise, like from a swingy perspective, you hit the 886 locally. Higher probability to still move up. Look for a running triangle. Oh, here. Running triangle. It's a bit early, no, for the triangle at the moment. But or you mean on the daily, John? Which time frame? Mods are overrated. Definitely not, right? 20, we go 3.4% above 786, dump to 3K. You know, price action, it doesn't repeat, it does rhyme at times. The 786 is still a little bit higher. I don't see us dumping. Yeah, I mean, it depends. You went from like 2 something K to I don't know what to then 3K. At the moment, probabilities on the daily would suggest you still get a bigger move down. Obviously not to such low levels. That depends on the reaction. But we need to see local weakness before we think about a bigger dump, which at the moment we don't yet have. Does Dave know everything? Everything. I don't see that. It seems like a clear ABC from high, and we have taken the B. In like general, the 886 touch simply means, you know, even if it's another 1-2 for continuation, but it just means that the moment you hit it, any move towards the downside has a higher probability of being a C or Y. So higher probability, it's corrective. Targets for C wave in the ABC. We just covered that. That's this here. Right, most common target area for a zigzag is between the 1 and the 1.236. A little less common, but actually still pretty common. 1.618, that's why it's on my chart. Anything longer than the 1.618 starts to be less common for a wave C and is more common for impulsive structures. Yep. From Barcelona, did I see it? Madam. Verbal ASMR, very calming and reassuring. Thanks, Dave. What would be the best way of joining? RG, there's 2 options if you're in. First of all, thanks for your interest. First is the join button below the video. And the second is that I have a Patreon for, you know, sometimes people are not able to go through YouTube. I also have a Patreon page, which I haven't linked anywhere, which is the same stuff, but it's just through Patreon. Yeah, most people just join through the join button on YouTube. Thanks for considering, mate. RG. The G. I join whenever I can. I'm out of uni. There you go. Go to school, right? Hopefully your uni is going well. Hi from the Netherlands. Good that you're here, Johan. Imagine sitting in class, having the teacher in front of you, and then on your phone or laptop, you're watching the stream. Yeah. What's up, Swagsy? Los Angeles, LA, Rob is back. It's always a good time for Rob. Like, I go live, it's 5 a.m. in the morning, and somehow Rob is always away. Yes, it's all guidelines. There's no set rules, right, with Elliott waves. I mean, in general, of course, it's all probabilities. So for a wave 2, the common target is the 05786. The 382 is also a target. It's just less common, and anything above the 382 is rare for a wave 2. 886 is also rare, but it's not impossible. Same with the fib times is by far most common is a corrective structure ending after the 382 fib time minimum. Not doing so is something that's rare. So it's, you know, that's all we can do is probabilities. That's what we trade, of course. Razor Sharp, thank you. Appreciate your comment, mate. Duran, can wave 2 be much higher in price than wave 1? Only in a flat. Only in a flat. But so if you have a wave 1 to the upside, right? 1, 2, and your wave 2 can be a 1, 2, 3. So you can have a flat. But the flat has, of course, a certain rule where the target for a flat is between the 1.236 and the 1.38 Fibonacci from the start of A to the end of A. And then the 1.618 is a less common target. No, exactly. Didn't need to change. Could you show us how to set up fib time for the probable coming wave 4? We first need to wait for the high of 3 to be in, which is not yet clear at the moment. So we need to wait, and once a bigger range starts to develop, that is when we can play with fib time. So it's a bit too early now. Yeah, so I've been thinking about it. We are going to do all the alts on Sunday. Well, not all, of course, but we are going to do them on Sunday. Well, what's up, Luxkaya? How you doing? How's your Lambo goal going? If you keep up gaining a little more than 100 subs per day, you will get 10K before the end of the month. It's I like the wishful thinking. I mean, you never know, but I focus on the content. I try to provide as much value as I can, and if people enjoy it, they can sub, of course. And last month we had 1.4K subscribers in a month. I think we flipped a month with 6.2-ish or something. No, I don't know exactly, but yeah, something crazy needs to happen for us to reach 10K before I go to South Africa. And so for the ones that don't know, I go to South Africa because I marry on the 9th of March in South Africa with my South African fiance. So then that's our marriage and family coming over. Of course, it would be, what a wedding present would it be that on the 9th of March, we reach 10K on the wedding day. Yeah, that would be something I'll never forget. I don't know who's going to be number 10K though. However, we're at 8 point, I don't know, something 2. I don't even know. So that would be legendary. Just before the wedding, reaching at 10K, but it's crazy because of course we're not even close, and based on the stats of the channel, it is not something that we're gonna reach before the 9th of March. $10K maybe, but we still need a strong weakness locally, which we don't yet have. The book, there's a link in the description as well. I'm not even sure, like it was an affiliate link, or is, but I think because no one actually ever in the first, I don't know, 100 days or something, bought anything through the link, I think they just remove your partnership. So do not worry about helping me out here. I don't think I'm affiliated anymore. But there's a link. It's just look for Elliott Wave Principle online. You'll find it. On the macro, I will have a look at it. I will have a good books. Oh, the one I just shown is a good one. Is there any news today? Yes, right now at 2:30 p.m. 15 minutes ago, we had some news coming in. Hasta la vista, Bobby. What's up? 5-minute chart is a bit irrelevant for me. I'm not really involved on the 5-minute. So what is important to me here, like the lowest I generally go is the lowest I generally go is the 15, but also it's at the moment not relevant to count to 5. So all I want to know is, hey, we hit the 886. That is most important to me. Because it's the probabilities. There's low probabilities for an impulse down, high probabilities for corrective structures here, increasing probabilities to take this high sooner or later. Amit Mandal, welcome. I'm old for bringing my phone to school in class. Expanding diagonal. There could be a diagonal, but then I'm always prefer to look for contracting diagonals. Everything expanding is rare, right? Never gets the highest probabilities. So it's always best to first look for other structures before going to expanding diagonals. If we are looking for a diagonal, then preferably I'm looking here 1, 2, look for a 3, 4, and a 5, preferably contracting, right? So a contracting diagonal. Goedemiddag, André. Altstream will hit 1,000 views, maybe. I don't know. There's no way. 1,000. The highest I've ever had is 500. During great volatility as well, and the weekend tends to be slow. What's up, Desert Greek? Welcome from Vegas again. Yeah, the Elliott Wave book is a nice one. It's a good to have. It's a good to have. It's a good to have. Then we have impulse of wave. For example, the structure on Bitcoin chart looks like a wave 1 structure. This one here. I mean, then the thing is, I have to go to a 5-min. So you, first of all, being sure about a wave 1 is, of course, there's no certainties, only probabilities. So inside a wave 1, you want to count a 5-wave structure, right? So you need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Arguably, you're correct, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's definitely a way of counting 5 waves here to the upside. You're looking for a corrective structure down, and then continuation. Even very locally here, I think you got another 886 touch, no? Yeah, very much. Also another 886 touch. So that also increases probabilities. This move down is a corrective structure, increasing probabilities to take the high, right? Both of them. So it's all probabilities, but and you got to make a plan around your probabilities, right? So yeah, you have an 886 touch here, very on the 5-min even, another one on the 15. So what's up, Tarun? How you doing? I made a voice note of your 6 steps. I keep sending it to my friends. It's nice to hear. Makes me think B channel made a video yesterday also about the 6 steps. Yeah, he shared it in Discord. I'll show it another day. Mobile phones weren't invented when I was at school. Jeez, yeah. When I was high school, the Samsung Star, when did that one came out? I must have been early high school somewhere. Samsung Star was my first smartphone. Before that, I had a Samsung phone, and, you know, press 1 3 times and then you get a C type of thing. We are going to 53K. That's something no one knows, but the probabilities are higher. You still have more upside to go, which is all probability. Yes. It's so with 1 second. Pleasure, Remy. Shout out from the Philippines. What's up, Mr. Berg? Liked and sub. Thank you, Virgil. RG 99. for 3 months, and then after the third month, if people, so that's Diamond Legend, which is something I don't talk about in the membership video. But if people are Diamond for 3 months, then they can switch after 3 months to either gold or silver and still have full access to Diamond. So it's per month. The first 99 and then 3 times, and then you have either gold or silver. Some people in the group, they after 3 months they stay on the Diamond level because of the value in the group, and others will switch to silver or gold, but they still have full access after 3 months. What also are you looking to cover on Sunday? Depends on your voting. I will do a vote. We're gonna put a picker on the screen, and we're just gonna go ham. The only question I gotta ask myself and you guys as well at the time is, what time frame are we gonna cover? Probably the higher time frames are more useful. So either a daily, I guess. I think the daily is a nice time frame, because the moment if I go to lower time frames, then in a few days things are irrelevant. So I prefer probably to do a higher time frame, like a daily or a weekly, and I guess the daily would work. Good one, Desert Greek. That's nice. $8. That's a cheap one. Divine Hood. Know a bit about Elliott Wave analysis. I always learn watching. Thanks, Divine. I like hearing that as well, that you learn from some of the content I provide. Try to make it educational as well. Besides providing an update, I like to keep it educational as well. So it makes me happy. Thanks. That's nice. Keep on learning. It's so valuable, Elliott Wave as well. Especially, as mentioned, all the way at the beginning of the stream for TPs, right? And potential extensions. Jelly Moon, what's up? You wrote something earlier. What's up, Tim, by the way? Tim Google. Do you consider constant reduction of Bitcoin available? No, I'm not really involved with the fundamentals. I only really look at price. No. Yes, you're correct. I'm pure technical. I don't look at the halving. I don't look at the cycles. I look at the cycles from an Elliott Wave point of view, yes. So technical, but I don't look at so much Bitcoin has been lost in a USB stick and will never be accessed, and ETFs, halving, cycles. I'm not involved with those type of things. Yeah, it's not that they don't work or can work. It's just not my style. I am 100% technical. Yeah. So. Yeah, because it can work. Absolutely, you can be a very profitable trader taking these things into account, but it's not part of my plan, I suppose. The Samsung Star Gang, yep, such a shitty. Yeah, I walked with it in a swimming pool. I forgot about it, and it was in my pocket. Only in the middle of the swimming pool, I felt the bubbles in my pocket, which was not something else. Okay, so and then I knew, oh fuck, I put it in Rise, but. 3 to 5 hours, maybe, we don't know, right? There's no certainties, only probabilities, which at the moment, right, even if you do dip down, reach maybe the daily naked point of control, or you just move up. We do have a bit of a 5-wave looky move here, and a 886 touch even on the 5-min. Generally though, when you are patient, take care, the probabilities are higher still to take these highs, even if you would move down, high probability for a C or a wave Y. So that's all we know now. Pleasure, Pause. What's up? How you doing? Big leading diagonal since the bottom. Not looking for a leading diagonal at the moment. So my opinion would be that it is not the highest probability scenario at the moment. It's more impulsive structures. Yeah, man. I was with Jesse. So Tim is a real life friend of mine. I was with Jesse Tim on the boat of his parents. Yeah, and yeah, we were at a camping place where we docked the boat, but they also had a swimming pool, and then I just walked in. Happens. No, it's probably YouTube. There's probably a word, the Jelly Moon, somewhere in your text that's not allowed, or maybe a word that scammers like to use, because I do ban some words, of course not all. So. I'm not sure, but you might want to look at the words and I don't know, maybe buying, selling, or yeah, those type of things. Explains well about fibs. I don't know any book, unfortunately, that explains about Fibonacci. I mean, in the Elliott Wave principle, they do talk quite a lot about Fibonacci, actually. But of course, it's not like probably YouTube videos will get you the most info. Yeah, so chapter 3, historical and mathematical background of the wave principle. Leonardo Fibonacci da Pisa, the Fibonacci sequence, the golden section, the golden rectangle, the golden spiral, the meaning of phi, Fibonacci in the spiraling stock market, Fibonacci mathematics and the structure of the wave principle, phi and additive growth. So, yeah, there's probably better sources though that go into this. So, a Siemens, nice. Ah, maybe that was what I had, a Siemens, before the Samsung Star. Probabilities, potentially, but generally, zooming out, we're still looking for higher. So, everyone, I do have to move now. As explained at the beginning, I have a meeting. I'm a vice chair of the Athletes Commission of the Global Esports Federation and also a board member of the Global Esports Federation. And we have a meeting now with the Athletes Commission at 3 p.m., which of course I have to join because I'm the vice chair. So I'm going to catch you tomorrow. There's another live stream. Yes. And tonight there's going to be another update, 7 to 8 p.m. Central European time. So that will be a normal video. And then tomorrow there will be another live stream. We know what we're looking for, right, on the chart. We know the probabilities. Eventually we're looking for that bigger wave 4 to form. And yeah, we had the 886 locally. So generally there's not yet any reason to think that we go below 38.5, for example, right? Probability is still higher to move to higher levels, higher prices. And eventually we wait for a green wave 4. So that being said, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out. Smash the like button on the way out. Thanks, Mark. And everyone that was here, cheers. Ludiso, thank you as well. The flight Desert Greek is about 11 hours, 12 hours. So hey, everyone, cheers.